My name's Craig Ordinaire, do carpentry. I'm out here doing yo-yo mask sauce.
What do you think when you think of Chinese people?
Being nice, actually they all seem very nice, I think. They're usually short and skinny.
Can you tell me what images come to mind when you think of China?
I think of like open markets with like stinky chicken and like meat on the floor because I went to one in Mexico like that and my dad says they're even worse in China.
That's all I think of when I think of China is just overpopulated, crowded, and baby snatching. They're only allowed to have one kid. And if they take more than one kid, then or if they have more than one kid, then they take them away or something. I don't know, lock them away. I don't think the people are too informed of their government, of what their government does.
What do you think of when you think of China?
Communist. Just communist people.
Communist people.
I think you have a lot of people who are impoverished and a lot of people who are not educated. Probably a lot of people that are good, hard-working people, but have no hope of getting any higher in life or anything better in life for themselves or their families. I think of people being oppressed. You have masses of people that are very common. They all look alike when you see them on TV.
I don't think that the United States should deal with a country who cannot treat its people properly.
Can you give me some examples of how they treated the people poorly in the past? Or just for the American perspective on what's going on there. Because I know we have an idea of what China says about it.
Right, like Tiananmen Square.
Tiananmen Square.
That's basically all I know. I mean, just things that are in the news that you hear. Right. So.
Actually, my father would get his shirts done at a Chinese laundry, and he would say things like, "I'm taking my shirts to the chinks," and he would say that as though you would say, "I'm having a glass of milk." There was no concept that that was a horrible thing to say. I realized the other day, I probably was about 19 years old before I had my first Chinese meal, because he was so against eating anything Chinese because Chinese people ate dogs and they cut up dogs and put them in the food. And I thought this was true. And I thought that if you went to the Chinese restaurant, you'd wind up eating a dog.
I had the chance to even talk to people that traveled in Asia and specifically in China who would speak like, well, Chinese food, give me a break, you know, snakes, some eyeballs, you know, and all this thing, you know. I mean, they perceive this sort of weirdness of, it's weird because it's not common here. It's not looking to China like they look to other cultures, you know, either Indian or Eastern European or Latin America, you know, like in a very kind of narrow way, I should say. Very narrow, yeah.
What do you mean by narrow exactly? Like, is it that we just see a certain aspect of it?
Yeah, and very judgmental, you know, like, oh, Chinese, oh, Eastern Europeans, you know, with those. And it's really weird because the United States is such a conglomerate of people, you know.